Hello, my crafty friends. How are you guys tonight? My name is Debbie, and I am here to craft with you tonight. We're going to do some coasters. These are some wooden coasters. There are 6 in this set. They come with this little caddy to keep them in, and we're going to chalk them with our sweet citrus transfer. Now, these could be lemons, they could be limes, they could be grapefruits, they could be oranges. And so we're going to get busy and start chalking. The colors I chose for tonight are pesto and wild lime. I have got our new color of the month, pucker, which sold out today, and sunny side. And for our oranges, we are going to use orange peel and squeeze, which is one of our en vogue colors. And it is very vibrant and I just love it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's start with, that one was a little dirty. Let's start with a lemon. So I think I'm going to do the less bright color for the rim, and I'm going to use the brighter color for the inside. Now notice that we have layers here. So this will be the inside of the lemon, and this will be the outside edge. And then you've got some little splashes. Life is sweet. We can decorate the holder with this little buffalo plaid, and also these little tiny slices. So as you jump on, please say hello. The keyword to get the product list tonight is coaster, C-O-A-S-T-E-R. If you're watching me live, you'll see the live button up in the top corner. If you're not watching me live, just type in hashtag replay so that I know that you watched. Feel free to like and share this with anybody that you feel like would love to watch this. Okay, let's get started. So these are our sticky transfers. They're reusable and they are stencils. Wherever you can see through is where our paste is going to go through to the surface. Now, since they're sticky, I'm going to go ahead and fuzz it a little bit, which means just to apply it to fabric, whether it be your shirt, your jeans, a towel, or a fuzz cloth, and go ahead and line it up on your surface and press it down so there's no air bubbles. Just press it down. And if you feel anything lumpy under there, go ahead and get it out before you paste it. So I said that I'm going to do the less vibrant color as my rim. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. Your paste should be like a can of frosting. Now this one feels a little dry, so I'm just going to spritz a little bit of distilled water into it and stir it up. You want to stir it really well so that you don't have any really wet spots and dry spots. It's kind of an even consistency throughout, just like you would mix your cake or mix your frosting. Get it consistent throughout the paste. Okay, and this feels better. Okay, so I'm going to get a squeegee. This is called, what is this one? This is Sunny Side. And I don't know if you guys can see the differences in colors, but let's go ahead and try. This is our color of the month, Pucker. Pucker, this one's kind of shimmery, and this one is the Sunny Side. So a little bit of a color difference. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the Sunny Side first. And you know, there's really no right or wrong answers on this. So I made the decision to go with the less vibrant on the outside, but maybe you want it to be the other way around. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out, and we'll go with that. Now I just applied this. I'm taking off any excess paste and putting it back in the jar. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Now we are going to be reusing this transfer, so I'm going to have to clean it between every time. But let's just peel it off. And as I peel, I'm going to look and see if I missed anything. And it looks good. Look how cute that looks, guys. I'm going to set this aside to dry. I'm going to spray this with some tap water. And I'm just going to wipe it off. And then we're going to use it again. We're going to use it on all 6 of these. Now these coasters are two-sided, so potentially we could chalk 12 coasters, 12 sides today. But I think we'll just do the 6. We'll see how we stand, and we'll go from there. Okay, you do want to clean both sides of your transfer. Make sure it's clean so that paste can go through for the next time. And you do want to make sure it's dry before you lay it down again. So I'm drying and cleaning with a paper towel. Okay, let's go ahead and do our next one. And we're going to do the same exact thing with this one. Just going to line it up. I'm not always really good at centering things, but you know, the nice thing about these chalk surfaces is they're like a chalkboard. So if anything is wrong with it, if anything goes really wrong, you can always wet it down and scrape it off and start over again. And most of the time, if it's a small mistake, you can just go ahead and scrape it off and let it dry and scrape it off. Okay, so here's our next one. Perfect, I love it so far. Okay, I'm going to clean it again, and we're going to go on to our green lime. So we're going to use the pesto for the outside and the wild lime for the inside. Clean your transfer in between. And we're going to make some beautiful fruit here. I feel like a fruit salad now. Do you guys love decorating with citrus in the summertime? I do. I just love it. It just makes me happy. Reminds me of lemonade, fruit salads, being outside and having picnics. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, so this one is going to be our lime. And I'm going to go ahead and use my pesto. Let me show you the pesto for the outside. Okay. Now this one's a little dry, and I did add some water and mix it up a little while ago. You do want to make sure that you peel your transfer off while the paste is still wet, because if you don't, the paste will come up with the transfer and not stay down on the surface down below. So do that. Scrape off any excess. And I do kind of like to go over it and smooth out some of those chalk lines. Just, it's kind of like getting rid of the brush strokes, but let's peel it off. Here's our first lime. Love it. Now I'm putting these aside, and they're going to dry just a little bit while we're working on the next ones. Then we're going to go back in and we're going to chalk the next layer. I just got reminded that bees love the citrus trees when they're in full bloom. My granddaughter, when she was here a couple months ago, made me this little bumblebee. These are the wings out of beads. Well, the back wings, and then the other wings are out of a leaf. And the body, can you guess what this body is? It is a marshmallow. It's a marshmallow. So now it's rock hard because it's been sitting here since December. But it's a nice memory of my grandkids coming over and crafting with me. They have so much fun. So if you do have your kids coming over and you're looking for something to do, your kids or grandkids, think about the Chalk Couture surfaces and what they would like to do. They're really easy to apply. You know, they all know how to apply stickers. And this is basically just a big sticker that they have to line up. So think about this as being a possible project for your summer vacation, any holidays you have coming up. I love to get my kids chalking, and actually, it's the first thing they ask about when they see me. Can we do some Chalk Couture? Can we do some Chalk Couture? This paste is non-toxic, it's water soluble, so it's fairly easy to clean up. You don't have to worry about them ingesting anything terrible, although you don't want them to ingest anything, but This is non-toxic. I've got a spot missing there. Okay, so now I'm going to smooth it out. And we'll put this one away. This one, actually, I'm going to add some more distilled water, and before I actually put it away for the evening, I'll mix it up again. But I'll let it sit, and I'm going to go ahead and take off my transfer. Beautiful. These are coming out so nice. And actually, I think I might even just, well, I was going to say I would leave them like this, but we want to use all our beautiful colors, so we'll go ahead and use them all. Okay. So one more green one for the lime. What did you guys do today? Wednesday. I like Wednesdays. I had a couple appointments this morning. I worked out in the yard a little bit. I played with video. I made a little video today that shows off the color squeeze. It's a reel. I hope you guys saw that. It was fun. I'm trying to learn all these new tricks on video, how to make short video, but something that looks fun and shows off the product and my creations. Oh, I wasn't done with the green. What am I thinking? Oh yeah, I am. I'm done with the green. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the orange slice. And it's going to be the orange peel on the outside. Okay, so let me get another squeegee. Oops, wrong end. Okay, and we're just going to apply it. This one's a little dry too. Some of these are my older pastes, and they were what was called the original formula or the old formula. And they have a different texture than the new formula. They feel more chalky and they don't go on quite as easily. But I'm almost at the tail end of all these, so we'll be moving forward. Oh my gosh. Look at the detail in that. I love it. Okay, one more orange slice. It doesn't take very much paste to do these either, guys. They spread really easily. It's kind of like putting butter on a piece of toast. You just kind of start it off and you take what's extra, move it around to another place, and you end up covering your whole toast, or in this case, your whole coaster with the paste. So this was our last time using this transfer, so I'm just going to go ahead and cap up my jar, and we're going to go on to doing the insides of these. So I'm going to clean this one last, whoops. Before you do that, you need to take off your transfer. Still looks okay, thank goodness. So don't be impatient like I was. Take your time on these. What'd you guys have for dinner tonight? We had hamburgers on the grill. And actually we had it earlier today, but we had enough left over so we could have 2 meals in a row, which is fine with me. I love just a plain hamburger on the grill. Do you guys like that? Tomorrow I'm going out for Mexican food, which is always welcome. Who loves Mexican food? If you love Mexican food, type your favorite Mexican order in there. Like, do you like tacos or enchiladas, tamales, chile rellenos? What would you normally order at a Mexican restaurant? Type that in the comments for me. Let me know what you like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place this back on my backer sheet, which you can't see. Let me show you. So it's clean, it's dry. My transfer may look a little stained, but as long as you can see through your stencil part, you're okay. Okay, so I think we did what did we do first? Did we do the lemons first? I don't remember. I think we did the limes first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dry a couple limes up because we're gonna put the transfer back over this, and we wanna make sure that it's completely dry because those transfers are sticky and we don't want them to pull up our new paste. I'm gonna go ahead and wax this too. So I'm going to get on my surface wax. This one isn't the Choc Couture one, but I'm out of that one at the time. But any surface wax that you'd use for furniture is what you want to use. So I'm just going to go over this lightly. The purpose of the surface wax is to prevent it from peeling off the bottom layer. So whenever you're layering on top of something that's freshly painted, see this one wasn't quite dry, so it's kind of smearing a little bit, you want to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to do my wild lime. So look at this color, it needs to be stirred. And it is a little thick, so once again I'm going to spray some water in it, distilled water, mix it up. And you can tell if it's too thick. If it's like the older ones, they'll feel dry and chalky. The newer ones, and this is a newer one, feel almost elastic. A little rubbery or elastic feeling. And when they're just right, they move pretty good. Whoops. Now if you put too much water in it, you're in trouble until it dries out again. So I'm just gonna mix this one up really well. So I did kind of overdo the water. If it's too runny, it's not going to be, it's going to run. It's going to run and not be contained within the lines of your transfer. So you don't really want that to happen. Okay. All right, so we've got a new transfer, not a new transfer, a new section of our transfer. It's going to be the inside part. So I'm going to fuzz it on my shirt just to pick up some lint. And then I'm going to line it up on my transfer so that these blue parts in here will cover up what's already chalked. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. Or maybe that's not really true. Let's see. Because there is some distressing, so I'm just lining up pretty much so that the X on here is lined up. Now the wax is going to make it so it doesn't stick as well. And if you notice, this transfer here is mainly white, which means it's not going to have a lot of sticky parts to it because the blue is where the sticky is. So I'm just going to kind of hold it down as I chalk it. Make sure it's not going to move on me. And remember that the blue parts are blocking the paste from going through. So that's why the outside edge is going to remain the color that we started with. All right, let's peel this up and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Look at that beauty. Looks like a real lime. I love it. Okay, this is going to be kind of a slower project just because I'm cleaning this transfer every time we use it. If my paste was really loose, I might be able to get away with doing same two at once if they're the same color. But my paste is a little on the dry side, and so it's going to block that screen. It won't go through the screen if it's not clean. And so I'm going to have to clean this every time. Okay? Just kind of drying it up a little bit. We're going to try to match up this. The X is basically all I'm trying to match up. And sometimes I feel like I need my glasses for this. Okay, same thing. We're going to get our lime. Wild lime. I do feel a little piece of paste right there. And we're just going to spread this lime paste to cover our coaster. Make sure all your white areas are covered. Okay, put anything that's remaining, anything left over, back in the jar. I'm going to cap up this paste and I'm going to revisit it before I put it away to mix it up and make sure it's evenly moisturized. It's so cute, guys. I just love it. Okay, clean. We're gonna get tired of cleaning. Okay, next we're gonna do our lemons. And since this paste was a little drier, it's a little harder to clean. Make sure all that paste is out of there so that we can use our next color, which is going to be the pucker. Let's wax a little bit. Just lightly waxing it. Okay, here's our first one. Sticky side down. Now see what I mean about there's not a lot of stick in this? This is the sticky part where the blue is, and it's mainly white. So since that's the case, I'm going to make sure I hold it down a little bit so it doesn't move around. Look at this pucker, guys. Can you guys see that? The shine in that? And this one is just so, it's new. It's a newer formula and it's glittery. So it smooths on. It feels totally different than our original formulas. Or I should say old formulas. I'm not sure if they were original or not. Love it. And once you put glitter on a transfer or a shimmer, all that shimmer is not going to come off. It's going to give a little bit of gleam to it. Try to get as much as you can off. It'll still work. It's still reusable. It just cleans up a little differently. Try. So I feel like I've done quite a bit of citrus designs so far, but we do have more to come. So I hope you love citrus because There are so many cute transfers. We just had a product drop yesterday, a new launch. It's called Summer Brations. And if you haven't seen our new products, go ahead and go to my website, which is chuckcouture.com/chalkprettythings, and take a look at all we have. There is so much goodness right now, and they're all in stock right now. Nothing has gone out of stock yet. Our color of the month, which is Pucker, did go out of stock today. So let me tell you about the color of the months. Every month on the first of the month, they release a new, exclusive, limited edition paste. And I always make sure I look at it. You don't necessarily have to buy the first day, but keep it in mind for, I'd say, the first 10 days of the month, because it does run out. And like I said, it's limited edition. Once it's gone, it's gone. So in order to be able to qualify, being able to purchase that color of the month paste, you need to have $75 in your shopping cart. So once you're ready to check out, if you have $75 in there, a link will pop up and say, hey, you're eligible to purchase our color of the month. And at that point, you can add up to 3. And you're still paying for them, but it's exclusive option to purchase. Once you reach that $75 threshold, you're eligible to purchase it, and you can purchase 3 at a time. So if you see a color you want at the first of the month, please jump on and get it. Make sure it's a smart purchase as far as planning your $75 purchase and what you want to get. Time it so it works for you, but don't miss out on it. Don't sleep on it, okay? Now this one I did kind of mess up on the edge. I'm going to leave it like that. I think that happened when I went to clean the transfer with the surface down below still. I'm just going to leave it. These aren't perfect crafts. And this way, if anybody ever doubts that you made something, you can say, yeah, look, remember I did this while I would try to clean it. And you can refresh your memory about it. So, okay, I'm done with the surface wax. And I'm going to go ahead and lay my transfer back on here. I'm going to line up my cross in the middle. Okay, and now squeeze. I did a video today on this, a quick little reel, just stirring it up because it's so fun. It moves so well. Look how creamy it is. Can you guys see that? Creamy and dreamy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and chalk the center. And this one is so bright that it almost looks like it could be a grapefruit. You could also do these as grapefruits and use maybe a yellow on the outside and a pink on the inside. That'd be so pretty. Okay. Oh, I love that. This time I'm not even going to clean this transfer. I'm just going to go ahead and lay it down. And we're going to chalk on it. Oops, and it moved on me. See what happens when you get lazy and impatient? It did move on me, so we'll see how that turns out. Did okay, did okay. Okay, so now that I've got my pieces done, we can work on decorating the little crate that's gonna contain our little pieces, our coasters. Now, one thing I want to tell you is these coasters are wood, and if you're using them to put drinks on that contain ice, of course, that's going to sweat. These are not waterproof, and if the paste gets wet and it gets scraped, so it takes both of those, wet and scraped, your paste is going to come off. So I would take these outside and I would go ahead and seal them with a clear acrylic sealer spray. I would just spray a really light coat the first time because, you know, when you're spraying, you're also getting it wet and you're kind of activating that paste a little bit. And it may bubble a little bit and start to bleed if you do too thick a coat. So I always make my first coat very, very light. And then I let it dry and I do another coat that may be a little heavier. But I do a couple real light coats, and it protects it really well. It protects your design from coming off, and it'll seal it a little bit. So while this is not a permanent paste, it's called a semi-permanent paste, it really does stay put until you scrape at it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so I think I like the Life is Sweet on the front. Let's just do Life is Sweet. I do it in our squeeze. Now, in the shopping cart, I did put a palette pack, which is kind of assorted colors of individual paste colors in there. If that's not what you want, all you have to do is comment the word coaster or coasters, and you will get that link sent to you. Now, it's a shopping cart, a pre-made shopping cart, and all you have to do is take a look at it, and you can modify it all you want. You can remove things, you can add things, you can change the colors of paste, you can make it yours, but it just is a starting point that if you're interested in this project, that you can get started and pick out your own stuff, kind of see, it points you to the transfer right away. In this case, it's also going to point you to the surface. And then it does suggest some paste, but to be honest, I don't know how many of these colors were in there. I know there's an orange and I think yellow, but it's kind of just a starting point. Starting point. I'm going to do some of this buffalo plaid on the back. Now guys, when you get these transfers, it's just one piece. It's one transfer on the backer sheet. And so you're going to have to cut those pieces apart more than likely to use it. And so that's why when I went to grab that, it was kind of stuck together, is because I didn't cut it very well. I don't really want to ruin that. So I'm lining this up to get it on here straight. I'm just going to do this side, and I think I'm going to do my pesto. Do pesto. Stirring it up because remember I added extra water. Now, when you're doing these buffalo plaids, wherever the blue is still going to be the color of the wood. Now, if I wanted to, I could have painted my wood white or pink or any other color I wanted, and then the color where the blue is laying on top of would have remained white. So think about that when you're adding your transfers on there too. The color of the background is going to be the color of your surface below. Okay. And one thing I haven't been showing you, but I should have, is that when I clean these with the paper towel, it gets a lot of the paste out. But what I really have, and I have this in the shopping cart, is these are board erasers. And they're like a magic eraser sponge. You know how awesome those are when you're doing your cleaning around your house, how they pick up all the paste, the dirt, the grime. They kind of just erase things. That's what this is. But it doesn't have any chemicals, so it doesn't harm your transfer. These transfers are reusable between 8 and 12 times, depending on how good you take care of them. Now, you do want to make sure that you clean all that paste out of your transfer every time. The sooner, the better, okay? The sooner, the better, the easier it's going to be to clean. Okay, so we do not have to use all these transfers if we don't want to. But I thought that a couple of these little lemon seeds would be cute. Maybe they're leaves. Whoops, and I just smeared that. I don't know whether these are leaves or seeds. I think I'll make these leaves. We'll act like they're leaves, just to give it some color. If I were doing seeds, I think I'd do them white, and I don't feel like using white. So I'm gonna go ahead and do them green. So they can be leaves. The detail in these is awesome. Can you guys see this? Look how cute that is. I love the detail in the leaves. Okay. Got some little gnats flying around here. Okay. My board eraser, by the way, I have it sitting in a bowl of water. Before I get started, I fix a bowl of water and I throw my tools in there, like my squeegees, my stir sticks in there to soak while I'm cleaning and doing my project. But I'm also soaking my board eraser in there, so it's wet. And I just go ahead and squeeze it out, and I rinse it whenever I'm done. And so it's really handy to have that bowl of water there. Whoops. And don't do what I just did. I just stuck the whole transfer on the paper towel. When they're wet, they're not as sticky. I mean, they can take a quick dry by the paper towel. But once they dry, they become sticky again. So that's what happened. It picked up the paper towel right there. Okay, one last thing I want to do are these little slices. And I think I'm going to do them orange. Well, maybe I should do them yellow. Let's do them yellow. And I'm going to do my, whatever this one is. Pucker. Okay. So this is real simple. I'm just going to swipe on the paste, even it out. I grabbed a small squeegee and it's kind of flimsy for this size transfer. Okay. That's adorable. Now, when you're normally cleaning your transfers, it's best to take them back to the sink and put them under running water and kind of clean them that way with your board eraser. I want to clean them here because I want to get it cleaned up while I'm on live so that you can see the process. But if I ever had one that was really dirty, like if I used the black and it was harder to get off, I would take it to the sink and reclean it. So, and some of our larger ones, they're so large that you need to take them like to a shower wall, maybe stick them to the shower wall and clean them because they are kind of big. But I just wanted to let you know that you can take them to the shower, or you can clean them at your workstation like I'm doing. And work at them a little bit. But notice I didn't even get any extra paste this time. I'm just using what was left over on my squeegee. Using every little bit. It's pretty economical as far as the amount of paste that they're using and how you can make it spread and cover other pieces. Okay. It's really cute, guys. Okay. Clean off my squeegee in my paste, put all that extra in, cap up my jar. I love this pucker paste. And then I'm going to clean this for the last time. And you may see that my work surface has gotten kind of shiny and shimmery. That's okay, I'll clean it later. It's best with a Clorox wipe. Gets it off. Okay, now that I have all my transfers back on my backer sheet, the sticky is protected, and I'll put it back in the cellophane wrapper that it came in, and I will store it that way and make sure it's all protected. My squeeze, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure that all this stuff is dry. Give it one quick shot with my dryer. And these are going to fit right in here. So I'll just put one in because they're not quite dry. But see how they're going to fit in there? Isn't that cute? I love it. I love it, guys. So make sure that you're going to seal this with an acrylic sealer. And let me see if I can get all three of them in my hands. There are our fruits. Which one's your favorite? Do you like the orange, the lemon, or the lime? I'm trying to get these separated. It's not easy. Which one's your favorite? It's hard. I like the shimmer of the lemon. I like the colors of the orange, and I like the contrast of the lime. So I like them all. I hope you guys love this project. Feel free to share it with someone that loves crafting. If you want the link to all the supplies I used, type in the word coasters, and I'll be back on tomorrow night. Looking forward to seeing you then. Please like, heart, and share the video. I love to see your comments. Bye.